this was meant to be the year of George Russell.
However, there's one boy that just keeps on spoiling his plans again and again and again and again.
Kimi Antonelli with 4 wins back to back.
Welcome to the Wheel Tour podcast with Kimi and Ali.
And if you're new here, make sure to hit that like button. And if you guys like what you see, make sure to subscribe.
Yeah, don't be shy, guys.
Akeem, the Canadian Grand Prix, which we waited quite a long time for as well, because we've had a lot of breaks. You know, we waited 5 weeks post Japan until Miami, and then waited another 2 weeks?
Yeah.
3 weeks, was it? 2?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, crazy.
And I think we got to wait another 2 weeks until Monaco now.
Yeah.
They're making us wait for these races, but you know what? I ain't even mad.
You know what? For everything I'm seeing right now, with the teams getting that time to develop, it's been more interesting as well.
I wouldn't even say they have that much time to develop. It's just been two sprint weekends in a row. I forgot this was a sprint weekend.
Yeah,
I got it so wrong, yeah.
I mean, I've never really... But, you know, we're not used to seeing, like, a back-to-back sprint. Like, when you get one.
That, plus, I don't even think Canada was a sprint last year, was it?
No. I think this is the first time doing this format.
Doing a sprint.
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another day. Let's just crack on.
But let's keep it positive, because you know what? Right now, this is Kimi's 4th win in a row right now. He's on fire. Like, I don't know what he's having in his cereal right now, but he's...
Fruit Loops kind of guy, innit? He's still eating those kids' cereals. He's not on the bran flakes yet. He's still eating them. Fruit Loops, Reese's cereal, whatever, man. He's refreshing to see. And you can see it when he's always... I think throughout the season, you just see him take more risks. He's got that young hunger, that ruthless aggression to just go for it no matter what. And
that's what I love to see, man. You know what? Even the way he's challenging George right now, it's giving a lot more flavour to it now. Yeah. Because now George is on this point now where he has to defend himself. He has to defend, he has to attack, and it's putting him under that pressure, you know?
And to give Kimi more flowers, look, we're talking about an 18-year-old. He's going to be 19 by the time the season finishes. We're talking about a teenager right now that could possibly be the youngest Formula One world champion ever, and quite possibly the best rookie to ever grace the sport. The way he's going, the trajectory he's going, 4 wins in a row. He's on to break some records if he keeps going at this pace.
Yeah, no, facts. And you know what? Good on Kimi, man. But in his car, in from F2, was it? Was he dominating F2 as well?
No, I mean, Bortoletto won that season and Hadjar was second, right?
Oh, okay. So Kimi was like 3rd then?
I don't even think he was 3rd, you know.
Oh, really?
No.
Wow.
But there is that sort of thing where not all F2 champions go on to win Formula One. But yeah, it's one of those things.
Well, Kimi, I don't know, but it's looking promising for you right now. And you know what? All I can say right now, keep it up. Keep up doing what you're doing. Because right now, we're seeing him actually develop his style. We've seen him he still makes his little errors, don't get me twisted in it, but he's making a lot fewer.
But I love that. He reminds me of like when Max came onto the grid as a teenager himself, where he was making moves where you couldn't really make moves, and he'll learn that as he goes. And I think he had the benefit of a sprint weekend, and that's a sentence you don't usually say on a sprint weekend to have a benefit, but he had a benefit of like, okay, I tried overtaking here. It's not really an overtaking point. This is where I need to do it. I'll do it next time. And he did that in the Grand Prix. He was a bit more, I want to say he was a bit more measured, but he was still kind of ruthless. He was that young kid just going for it. And as I said, it's just refreshing to see. And I want to see more of it.
And if I have to put a little bit of sourness to the sweetness, I would say like he was on the radio a lot. And Kimi, like, I know he's still young, but a little less talking, more driving. Because, you know what, I can see moments where he is quite heated in it. And some moments where I think he is kind of more in the wrong than George. So I think the first run off in it, you pointed out that you know what, George wasn't really obligated to give him room, innit?
Well, that was in the sprint, yeah. He, George just took. I mean, even though they are side by side, but George is ahead, right? So he's gonna take his normal racing line.
Yeah.
And Kimi was a bit upset, but thing is, it's normal. I'm not gonna get onto him about like being heated in the moment, because you know these drivers, there's so much adrenaline rushing, and when incident happens, it's just they don't think or see clearly or speak clearly. They just kind of see red straight away, right?
I get that, but even for Toto to intervene and come back on the actual radio to say what he says.
Yeah, but Toto's also intervened a lot with George as well, when George is feeling like he feels hard done. He's like, George, just focus on the driving. We'll talk about it later. Because Toto's probably thinking like, I don't want to hear any of this crap right now, man. Just focus.
I would give it to Toto. For some reason, his voice is always the voice of like authority in it. Like after when he comes on the mic here and he says what he says, it's always done.
Well, yeah, like
Innit?
Toto is. I mean, he's a team principal. He's the CEO, part owner of Mercedes. His voice carries a lot of weight. So if he's coming on the mic rather than the race engineer, you know, like it's serious right now.
Yeah. Because it was getting a little bit like, you know, Rosberg, Hamilton-ish.
Yeah.
I even think, that like, with the way it was going to go, this was probably the best it could have turned out for Toto, because George actually had engine problems or whatever it was and he got out of the race. But if this continued, I think they would have ended up touching Max.
God can only hope, man. Honestly, like I wanted that to happen. Not like in a way of like, oh, I want someone else to benefit off of it, but it's just more, it's just entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what F1's about nowadays. It's just entertainment, right?
Yeah.
It's not about the racing, it's just entertainment. But on the George and Kimi battle, I loved it. And I was saying this during the race. This is what last season should have been about. This is what we should have saw between Lando and Oscar throughout the season. But they obviously have the papaya rules, and you know, credit to Mercedes that they don't have these rules. They're free to race, and they've always had that between obviously Lewis and Nico at the time. Go for it.
And it makes the sport more interesting, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to hear anyone come on the team radio and say, hey, hit me, you know, George needs this points. No, man, let them race, you know, and it's better for us as spectators, and for them, it's better for the egos.
Yeah, and let's get to the point where how that battle ended, and that was with a George engine failure, was it?
Yeah, I'm reckoning. Don't kill me, but I believe so.
Yeah.
Even what I've noticed right now, is that Mercedes are having more and more of these reliability moments.
Is it the Mercedes? Because I mean, also McLaren. Before we jump to them, but another reliability issue there as well. So are we seeing that even though the Merc engine is the best engine, is it the most reliable engine?
I don't believe it is. And you know what? The closer it gets, the more they're going to have to probably turn up that engine for more performance too. Yeah, man. Listen, if Ferrari gets their AU Duo or whatever, they might be able to put more fire on Mercedes right now, where they might even have to turn on that engine more. And who knows, that might exploit more weaknesses.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't even think of it that way. Push it until it breaks for them.
Yeah, literally.
But will it break, or will it just be better? Because I really thought, I think we both thought, because our predictions suggested it, but I really thought that going into Canada, this was going to be the race that we were going to get a non-Mercedes driver win. I felt very optimistic off the back of Miami, when we had Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri in the sprint doing well, but also in the Grand Prix. You saw them close that gap. And also Red Bull made a lot of strides in Miami. And everybody was kind of closing the gap. So I was just thinking, maybe this is the one. But then Mercedes brought in all their upgrades. And I was also optimistic that they're not going to be great with their upgrades, because historically, I say from historically, but in ground regulation, the ground effects regulations,
Yeah,
they weren't that great with the upgrades either.
no, not at all, mate. And I think right now we're seeing like a development war happening right now. So all these teams right now, whoever they are, it's just getting your upgrades right on time and delivering. Make sure these upgrades are actually upgrades. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel very.
How do you feel about George though? Like if you were George, what emotions are you feeling right now? Because as I said at the beginning, this was meant to be his. Everyone, I'm saying everyone because I know it's everyone. He was the bookie's favourite.
Yeah.
Going into the season before Australia and even after Australia, because he won the opening race, we were all thinking, oh, this is a cakewalk. This is surely George Russell's
What did you
Formula One
say?
champion.
Ironically, I love this engine.
Oh yeah.
21.
I love this car. I love
this engine. He wasn't loving it then,
Nope.
mate.
But the thing is, he's probably like thinking, like, I don't want to swear, but he's thinking, man, this was meant to be my year, but I've got this kid who's just a monkey on my back right now. He's just not getting off me, and he's now just won 4 wins in a row. I thought this was supposed to be me. This was supposed to be my championship.
This was my destiny. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was, to be fair. Like, I was even hoping. I was like, Kimi, please just put a little bit of a fight in there. But he's done more than that.
Yeah, I know it's very early right now. It's still very early days. But was it 40 odd points? Correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's around 40 points the lead now with Kimi. And it is early, but just this so far it's opened my eyes a little bit more. Like I respect George. I think George is a great driver, but Kimi's opening my eyes of what George truly is. That he's just a good driver. He's not a world beater. He doesn't. I feel like I'm not amazed when I see George. Where I think, whoa, did you see that? But when I see Kimi, I'm like, okay, this kid's got some cojones, man. He's got some balls. Yeah,
man. And you know what? Right now, I think George is like, he's really good. But can you see him as a world drivers champion anytime soon? Like, if not this year, hypothetically speaking.
If it's not going to happen this year, it's not going to happen.
At all?
No.
Damn.
No,
dark,
that's on me.
Yeah, that's on me, man.
No, I'm being serious because, look, if he doesn't win it this year, I don't know what the future holds for, like, when it comes to driver swaps and stuff like that. If Max goes to Mercedes or whatever, I actually think Toto will look to kind of move on George relatively sooner rather than later. And for so long as he's a teammate of Kimi Antonelli or someone else that's, is better, I can't see him besting his teammate to get to that World Drivers' Champion. And if it goes to next year, if we do get that 60-40 engine split, who knows, like Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull might even close that gap even further, where it's not just inter-team competition for them.
Yeah.
You're bringing everybody else in. That's more competition. There's more drivers that are some of them that are better than you, George. So it's just like this is the year to do it. If you're gonna do it, this is the year.
I agree with you. And speaking of drivers that have to do it this year, really proud to see Lewis got a good result.
Lewis Hamilton, second place.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
I didn't put in my predictions, to be honest. I realised that sometimes it's better when I don't bet on Lewis. I feel like he does better. But to be honest, this is I would say it's bittersweet for me because right now this is one of his best tracks, isn't it? So I do expect him to be on podiums. However, I don't want to say anything until Monaco. Monaco will give me more of a reference on where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's about the simulation.
Yeah, because exactly, because this is him saying like, yo, listen, I am not doing no more simulation work. I am just going to go in the car, tune it to my liking and just run with it. And you know what? To his credit, what I saw today, I liked it. It was way better than what I saw in Miami. However, Monaco now is coming up, and historically, I know, I don't think Monaco's one of his best tracks.
He's won there a couple of times. It's just if I had to make a prediction now, I'd just fancy his teammate a bit more in Monaco.
Oh yeah. Charles is Monaco, mate. He. But I've noticed they've been relatively close, even in the 2025 season as well. They were quite close, but yeah, Charles just has that edge here. That's his track, man. That's the Monegasque, mate. So
Prince of Monaco, not the king. We all know Senna's the king of Monaco.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, Senna.
But yeah, I mean, to round off on Lewis, I didn't expect it. I don't think many did, to be honest. They did look decent throughout the weekend. I just think that I still think they're the third fastest team behind the McLaren, and I think Lewis finishing second. I'm not taking anything away from Lewis. Obviously, you make do with whatever situation you're in. I just believe if, it's all if, buts and maybes, but if McLaren didn't start on the inters, didn't have to pit, didn't have the reliability issues, I think on pure pace that Lando would have probably finished second.
I think
and then
right
Lewis
now,
probably third.
Yeah. But right now, I think for Ferrari going forward, this is like damage control. Right now, all they can do for them is just not to lose as much points during these next couple of races up until they get to this upgrade.
Do you think that EDO is gonna skyrocket?
It's gonna help. I wouldn't say skyrocket, but it's gonna bring them back in the fight. But right now, even when we were watching the drivers' room, when Max and Lewis were talking, even Max said it like, "Yo, listen, I was just gaining on you in the straights. That's where I was coming into contention with you. However, to get this engine to do what it does, they stand a chance. But right now, up until then, it's all damage control. All Ferrari can do is just try to bag as much points as they can. And Monaco is a good place to bag points.
Let's go over to Red Bull, Max, Hadjar, because what weekend? Well, I mean, not even whole weekend. I think everybody was looking a bit down.
They're looking quite iffy, especially the sprint. So what I really like about what they're doing now, they can reopen Part Fermi and everything because
they need that.
Yeah, because that really pushed them back into contention here, and I like the fact that Red Bull, you can't really they're good at coming back, man. You know what I'm saying? I like their bounce back. No, for real talk, because there's only one team that I can say like, listen, they can have a bad sprint and somehow be in contention in the actual Grand Prix
on the race day.
It's Red Bull, like, period. Like, I haven't seen Mercedes do it. I haven't seen
Ferrari, McLaren.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you see them bad, they're usually just bad. Like,
that's it. Yeah, they'll just call it a day.
Yeah,
they can't find the solution.
You get me?
But I think it's their sort of like work ethic as a team. They just put in the hours, and I think
I can see it.
I also think like the Max factor is a big thing back at the factory and in the garage. Just like you don't want to upset the Verstappens.
True.
There's always that shred of doubt to be like, we can't give him a bad car because he might retire or he might want to move teams. And let's be honest, Max Verstappen is the biggest asset in that Red Bull racing team.
Oh yeah,
you don't want to lose your biggest asset.
And even Hadjar, I have to give him his props too. Hadjar's been doing some real good qualifiers and everything. So I'm really proud to see what I'm doing, especially he's going up against Max. And he's the only, touch wood, only rookie thus far that I can see is not being embarrassed by Max. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, don't get me wrong, Max is still Max, but Hadjar is not being like, just straight out embarrassed by him. You know what I'm saying?
Not yet. I just think Red Bull right now in this period of these new regulations, they're in a bit of a teething period where they're just still figuring it out. They probably will be better next season.
Yeah.
They are just always playing catch up. We're going to get like random races, maybe 2 or 3 throughout the season. We're going to be like, whoa, Red Bull maybe back, but they're not. They're just very on and off team. But I mean, to stay on Max, I mean, first podium. That's one thing we did mention. That was one of my predictions. I was really happy about it. From the back of Miami, I just felt that.
We felt it, especially after the Nürburgring. Yeah. I felt like his podium was due.
He probably had some of that energy from the Nürburgring, like after like the DNF leading the Nürburgring in the last stint, just the car fails. I just thought he probably carried that energy to be like.
I mean, he showed it. Even when Lewis overtook him for second place, right? He was relentless, mate. Yeah. He was on his arse, mate. He was on his gearbox the whole way through till the checkered flag.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this guy just doesn't give up. And Antonelli and a Max, you don't want them on your gearbox.
No, definitely not.
Speaking of gearboxes,
that's a good
segue.
Yeah,
McLaren, mate. Oh my days. I am just so astonished with what I've been seeing.
Where do you want to start? Because there's a lot to sort of unfold with the McLaren team. Shall we start with
the Inters?
Yeah, I think let's start at the beginning. Both McLaren drivers started on Inters while everybody else was on softs and mediums. However, what a great start from Lando Norris, overtaking both George and Kimi into turn one. And, I mean, to be fair, he did well to keep them behind for, 2 laps on the Inters? Lando was ahead, both Mercedes drivers too. But that, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but seeing that makes me feel like McLaren probably has a really good car, you know.
I reckon.
It's just they were a bit unfortunate with bad shot calling and the reliability issues, and just I think the Piastri incident with Albon, I just think he was overdoing it, trying to compensate for like that early pit stops from the Inters.
Yeah, that was naughty, mate. That was a takeout. That was like straight in there.
Bulldozed.
Yo.
Fully bulldozed him.
And you know what, yeah, like going back to the Inters, like, because I wasn't there for the beginning, innit? So I just want to know your mind frame when you're watching it and you're seeing McLaren on Inters. What was going through your mind? Were you feeling like, you know what, they might be onto something?
Nah. The track was pretty dry. There was like, you know, like when it rains and like the sun's out, and you can see like there's just that little bit of dampness, but it's not anything vital. Like the softs got a grip.
Oh yeah, facts.
You just felt like the softs are probably the right call to go here. But it's just McLaren last season did the same thing. They just made certain decisions where you just left scratching your head thinking, well, why you done that? You know, when you know you done something wrong when you're the only one that's done it.
That's
well, I mean, there's
shocking.
other drivers, but like out of the big dogs, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to look around like your competitors, and
if I was any of those competitors and just seeing like,
lick
you know, when
the
covers come off and you just see some green. Oh, what's that green? Oh, I thought I was gonna see red or yellow, but yikes!
Licking your lips at that point, aren't you?
You're like, don't worry, take the lead. Don't worry, you can take that. I'll get you back.
Well, Mercedes did actually have a bit. I'll circle back to the start, but Mercedes actually had a decent getaway this time off the line, despite being overtaken by Lando and Inters. But it was a bit of an improvement this time around. What do you think of the start situation there?
Yeah, and sadly, it's kind of sad to see Ferrari's lost that whole advantage now. I would say it's gone. I think it's gone now. Like all the teams now are more or less in that zone of having good starts now. So that little thing they had at the beginning where they could, you know, tussle for the lead, have little back and forths, whatever.
Yo-yoing.
That's kind of gone now. And McLaren entered the whole conversation, so it's even more far-fetched for them to.
Just to round off this video on this last question on the topic of, you know, even the start regulations, the start procedure, sorry. But on the regulations right now, there's that whole conversation going of 60-40 split between the internal combustion and the electric battery part of it. I thought, when I first saw that, I thought it was confirmed and sort of nailed on that that's what we're going to do. But then hearing the commentary today, there is that sort of shred of doubt that not all the teams are actually on board for that next year.
And I think we know some of the teams, don't we?
Well, from what I read on Twitter, so far it's only Mercedes and Red Bull. Mercedes was the biggest one. I was like surprised at, but I get it. They have the best engine. Why wouldn't they want to?
Yeah, not give that.